Hello everyone, this is your 5 and welcome to the Cobra Series toy review. And today's review we're looking at the 2011 release by Hasbro of the G.I. Joe Pursuit of Cobra action figure review. And today's action figure review we're looking at the Wave 4 of the Jungle Assault Skydive, the Halo Jumper. Now I got this straight from eBay from the US of course, and this actually cost me about 55 to 60 ringgit there because I actually bought the whole Wave 4 set. Now you can tell it's from the US because it actually has the Hub TV network there. The sticker is placed on this section here. Now the reason I got this straight from eBay or straight from the US is because Hasbro Malaysia never actually brought in any of the Wave 4 figures straight from Malaysia, so I have to resort on getting this straight from eBay, which is kind of unfortunate, and it's a bit more pricier compared to the retail pricing of 39 ringgit and 90 cents or well 41 ringgit and 90 cents with the new jacked up prices. Now let's take a look at the front part packaging itself. Now at the carded packaging there's a nicer artwork for Skydive, as you can see there, and inside the plastic bubble you got the figure with the rest of his equipment, especially his jetpack there, very nice. And at the bottom section there is the base stand. Now hiding beneath the base stand itself is the small little catalog which is all folded up. Now at the back portion of the packaging itself, here at the top corner is a smaller write-up on what's G.I. Joe really about and who they're up against, which is Cobra. Here we have the Jungle Assault diorama going on with a lot of nice little details being applied to the Jungle Assault diorama. Now we have the Pursuit of Cobra Vam. We have this figure which I have no idea who it is. We have the Jungle Assault Duke. Recondo is here. And in the background, in the forest there's a few Cobra operatives hiding in the forest itself. One of them here is the Jungle Viper. There's also Night Adder hiding at one location here as well. Very nice. At the bottom section here you got a smaller image of Skydive, and here is the profile card stating above here Skydive, name Linton and Felix, serial number 131-45-FX90, grade E-8 bracket Master Sergeant. Mission equipment: Zeta rocket pack with turbojet engine and aerosonic wings. At the bottom section here, the write-up stated Skydive is an airborne combat specialist on the G.I. Joe team. He is experienced in Halo, bracket high altitude low opening and bracket, and Hey-Ho, bracket high altitude high opening and bracket jumps. Using an advanced rocket pack, he flies to a mysterious Cobra base under construction in the jungle. On the ground he heads for the building, unaware that Shadow Tracker is following him and preparing an attack. Very nice. So without further ado, let's open up this packaging so we can molest the figure. Be right back. And we're back after the figure, and there's the stuff out from the packaging. Now let's take a look at Skydive's accessories here, starting with the base stand. Now it comes with a nice little G.I. Joe base stand here based on the 25th anniversary style, and on the top section here we got a nice little G.I. Joe logo with two pegs for the figure to stand on. Nameplate there stated as Skydive. At the back portion here stated 2007 Hasbro, made in China. Now Skydive here comes with a whole slew of accessories, but one of them is a pistol. As you can see there, pistol is nothing that special. It's the same old pistol that made from the 25th anniversary line mode with no trigger guard, as you can see there. However, the rest of the accessories are all new stuff for Skydive. It comes with a pair of brown missiles. As you can see at the bottom section of the missile itself, there's a lot of nice fins. Here we have a smaller peg to connect to the glider itself. Now it doesn't mean that the entire brown missile is not painted. It's actually made of a brown plastic material, but the top section here is painted with a red lining. Then we have a pair of silver nozzles. As you can see, the silver nozzle is made of a green plastic material. The entire thing is painted in silver, and also a red lining surrounding the entire nozzle itself. Simple, but it's alright. It's part of the web gear itself, which later on I'll show everyone on the final product. Then we have his helmet, which made of a clear translucent plastic material which is painted in a bit of blue there, as you can see that. From the front section of the helmet itself, the 2 holes on each side is meant to connect to the web gear itself. Then we have his glider. Now the glider here is absolutely very nicely done with the paint job. Now of course some parts are not painted at all, just pure plastic color, as you can see. But the lining for the wings itself is nicely painted. As you can see, all the red parts are painted. 2 G.I. Joe logos, serial number or the name of the, most probably the glider itself. Back portion here, you get to see the lettering here, very nice. The entire thing is supported by 3 screws. There's a peg here to connect to the back portion of the figure. This portion here is meant to plug in with the 2 missiles. There's a tail here, very nice. And finally, the button to activate the wings, which is spring-loaded. And you can close it back like so, and you can hear the click. And finally, we have his web gear. The web gear here is actually made of a, well, entirely made of a green plastic material. Except for these 2 nozzles here, as you can see, this is a separate piece that add on to the web gear itself, made of a clear translucent plastic but painted in black. The top section of the padding is painted in a bit of blue. There's a nice little G.I. Joe logo on the corner here, and also the straps are painted in black, and 2 of the section here is painted in red. Pouches, some of the pouches are painted in, well, a bit of blue, and the bottom section as well painted a bit of blue with red linings. The buckles here are painted in red. Very nice. Now let's take a look at Skydive's paint job. Now Skydive's paint job here, well, it's actually quite colorful. It actually comes with green, beige colors, gray, black all over the figure's body. However, the entire torso section here is made of a green plastic material. As you can see, the armor parts is actually painted in beige colors or dark brown colors. The entire arms is actually made of a green plastic material, but they actually painted gray colors throughout the arms itself. The hands is actually not painted at all, it's just made of gray plastic material. The head itself is made of a black plastic material that's not painted at all, except for the flesh tone skin that's painted, so that's the pair of eyes there. Now throughout the legs itself, the thighs is actually made of a beige plastic color with the armor parts that's actually painted, and so does the camo parts as well. Now following the lower leg section, the kneecaps of course is not painted, it's made of a black plastic material. Now the lower leg section here, this upper section of the leg itself just below the knee is actually painted in beige colors, and the camo paint job is painted on. The lower section of the shin, the ankle and the shin here and the boots are not painted, just pure plastic color. The holster here is also made of a pure plastic color as well, all black. So that's the section here. Now let's take a look at the figure's mold. Now the figure's mold here is quite interesting. Now the head mold is nothing new, it actually came from the Rise of Cobra 2009 release. Flash, as you can see, both heads are the same. The torso and the waist section is actually came from also from the 2009 release of the Rise of Cobra line, Duke. As you can see, the arm is the same there. But for the arms and legs, they're actually new parts, which is kind of interesting when you look at it. There's a lot of nice details on the armor parts there. Now the leg section is also quite nicely done. Here at the back portion of the leg itself, you've got this 2 thingy popping out and a holster that apply onto the one side of the boots itself. It's actually not bad. Now let's take a look at the figure's articulation. The head can actually pivot a little bit up and down, side to side, and turn 360 degrees. Also here can move forward, back, side to side, and turn 360 degrees. Shoulder joints here can turn 360 degrees and lift the shoulders this high. Elbow joint here can bend this far, straight, and turn 360 degrees. There's a joint here, turn 360 degrees. Now the hip joints here move forward, back a little bit, and to the sides. Double jointed knee that bends this far, not a lot. And ankle joint that bends down a little bit because it's being hindered by this piece here. And up and turn 360 degrees. Now let's fully equip Skydive with all his equipment. With all his equipment, his hip joints there is a bit hindered, so does the shoulder joints there. And to equip him is quite easy actually. All you have to do is slip in this entire suit onto him. Clip in the buttons. The buttons is on the side, like so. Let's clip in the buttons. Then we clip in this two lower section here where there's two buttons underneath the flaps. And the second one is done. Now we have him equipped with the helmet. Plug in the nozzles to the helmet. Plug in this two nozzles at the back. Now one side of the hole here, somehow it doesn't plug in all the way in, but it's still plugged in anyway. As you can see, this is as far as it can go. The other one can go all the way in with no problems. And we plug in with the glider wings. Plug in the two missiles. And finally, place the handgun into the holster. And there you have it, he's fully equipped. It's actually not bad looking, but what's funny about this entire figure is that originally it's meant for the 2009 Rise of Cobra Ripcord figure, not meant for Skydive. But I guess the movie licensing were not continued to apply the celebrities' faces. They changed it entirely and place it for a reuse head mode for Flash. Now let's press the button at the back to show the entire getup. It's very nicely done. However, I was quite hoping for the original Ripcord figure because the entire color design, the scheme is much more nicer to look at. It's all mostly in brown, dark brown, beige colors because it's desert battle actually. But for the green color it's alright, but you still have a little bit of inconsistent colors going on. For instance, like the helmet here, you got this really light blue going on, and there's quite a number of weird color mixtures. You got green, gray, beige, black. It's very colorful, but it's not very consistent. It looks pretty weird looking with all the colors mashed together onto this figure itself. If it's mostly green, that's still alright, like the helmet itself and the pants. But with so many colors, it looks a little bit weird. I really like the overall design of the equipment itself. It looks very nicely done, and it's quite easy to apply onto the figure itself to have the figure wear everything. But I really wish they gave him a new head sculpt rather than use a similar, the old head sculpt of Flash there. A new head sculpt will actually make this figure look really nice. But overall the figure is actually not bad. It's just the colors kind of weird me out there. So if I'm gonna give a rating for Skydive, I would say I'll give it a nice 7 out of 10. He has a really nice equipment and has new pair of molded arms there and legs, the new sculpt of the arms and legs, but the overall colors is rather weird. So yes, 7 out of 10 for Skydive, and I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.